After making a massive splash in the music industry, Akon decided to invest in a new business to generate an extra income. After all, it's good to have fingers in more than one financial pie. So instead of investing in sports or restaurants like other artists, Akon decided to bankroll a working diamond mine in South Africa. Today we're going to examine this amazing story and how the mine worked out for Akon. We'll also see how lucrative owning such a mine can be. On top of that, we'll examine the rise of synthetic diamonds. So let's get started. Back in 2007, Akon announced during an interview with The Independent that he had invested in a diamond mine in South Africa during 2006. The diamond industry is big business. In 2019, the global sales of polished diamonds amounted to $26.7 billion. Akon kept a lot of the details of his mine secret, although he did state that when the opportunity was presented to him, he immediately got on board. He was confident with his decision on mining diamonds, even claiming, quote, "I know for a fact that these are going to be selling forever," unquote. Akon is a big lover of the shiny stones. He frequently uses them in his jewelry and would often wear rocks that were located in his mine. During the time of that interview, the film Blood Diamonds starring Leonardo DiCaprio had recently been released. When Akon was asked about the controversy with conflict diamonds, he stated, quote, "I don't even believe in conflict diamonds. That's just a movie. Think about it. Ain't nobody thought about nothing about no conflict diamonds until the movie came out," unquote. He also compared the film to the reaction generated when the Blair Witch Project came out in 1999. At the time, a portion of the audience believed the film's events were real. Of course, a supernatural piece of fiction being compared to a film based on real events didn't go down too well. By 2010, Akon changed his opinion on conflict diamonds. He stated, quote, "I had to retract my answer because I thought about it, and it's absolutely right that anything of value is always going to be a conflict. People are going to fight over it. Governments are going to war and spend billions of dollars trying to own it because it gives them power," unquote. He also went into more detail with his mine. He felt that the diamond industry had been taking advantage of Africa over decades. So a percentage of the cash made from selling diamonds from his mine went back into the African community. After all, Akon's family are from Senegal originally before moving to the U.S. Yet in 2020, things changed again. Akon was interviewed by Vlad TV, during which he was asked about his mine. Akon stated that the diamond business is worse than the drug industry. He went on to say he sold his stake in the mine. After witnessing how the workers were treated, Akon no longer wanted to be involved with diamonds. While we don't know how much Akon spent to acquire his diamond mine, we can assume that it would have cost a lot of cash. So how did he make enough finances to cover the price? Good question. Akon burst onto the music scene in 2004. The R&B singer and rapper created a list of hit songs, many of which are still stuck in our heads. Nearly 2 decades later, Akon soon began collecting numerous awards along the way. Due to this, various sources have estimated his net worth to be $80 million. His biggest earning year was in 2010, when Akon reportedly brought in $21 million. Beyond the music and diamonds, Akon has been involved with numerous businesses. He created his own fashion label, Convict Clothing, in 2007. Wanting to get in on 2 markets, Akon also developed a high-end fashion line called Alioun. He also created his own record label, Con Live Distribution. That label produced albums for Lady Gaga, among others. In 2014, Akon wanted to further support Africa, so he created the philanthropy project Akon Lighting Africa. The plan is to produce electricity via solar power across the continent. Numerous towns and villages across multiple countries have so far received their talents. But this isn't Akon's only venture in Africa. One of the biggest projects he has at the moment is Akon City. In 2020, Akon announced he was looking to create a sustainable smart city within Senegal. He was inspired by the MCU's futuristic depiction of Black Panther's Wakanda. Spread across 2,000 acres, the city is set to use Akon's own cryptocurrency called Akon to buy and sell goods. According to reports, the city will cost $6 billion to put together. Even though Akon decided diamond mining wasn't for him, that didn't rule out all mining, it seems. In January 2021, news broke that the Lonely Singer had signed a deal to finance a copper and cobalt mine in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Cobalt demand is ever increasing due to the material being used in creating electric car batteries and mobile phones. In 2018, the DR Congo produced 104,000 metric tons of cobalt. That's the same as around 4 Statue of Liberties. Akon is teaming up with the state-owned mining company Sadimiko to undertake his project. According to Reuters, the deal was signed by White Waterfall LLC, a company where Akon is the president and CEO. White Waterfall had to commit a $2 million signing bonus. They also had to finance a feasibility study of the Kimona Reserve in the Haut-Katanga province of DR Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo is said to be one of the most mineral-rich nations in the world. It's estimated that the land may contain untapped mineral reserves worth a staggering $24 trillion. Those undiscovered minerals include diamonds, gold, cobalt, and copper, which could mean Akon might make a large sum of cash in this venture. Akon isn't the only outside party looking to mine in the country. Canada holds a number of mining areas in the DRC. In 2009, the DRC government claimed that Canada had mining investments worth $4.5 billion. Companies from China, the UK, Switzerland, Australia, and more have also set up shop in the country. With all that mining going on, according to reports in 2020, South Africa has been supplying the DRC with equipment. Every year, they sell $720 million worth of mining tools. The diamond business is one of the most controversial and lucrative industries around. In 2012, CNBC examined what's billed as the richest diamond mine in the world, the Jwaneng mine in Botswana. The mine is operated by Debswana. This group is a partnership between the infamous De Beers and the Botswana government. At the time, the mine was producing 8 million tons of rock per year. They were selling the rough diamonds for an average of $134 per carat. At the time, this meant this single mine was bringing in $1.5 billion in revenue. The rough diamonds are then sent to a facility that will cut and polish the rocks into stones of higher value. These are then used for items as jewelry. Back in 2012, the most popular locations to perfect the diamonds included China and India. This was down to cost. In the US, it costs around $100 a carat to shape the diamond, while in India, it was reportedly only $10 per carat at the time. The diamond mine industry is predominantly made up of a small group of companies, the biggest of which is South Africa's De Beers and Russia's Alrosa. The latter brought in a revenue of $3 billion during 2020, while De Beers held a monopoly of the diamond industry for decades. They've operated mines all over the world, one of which was Snap Lake Mine in the remote Northwest Territories of Canada. This was the first De Beers mine outside of Africa. In 2014, the company had spent around $1.8 billion on the construction and operation of the mine. Yet by 2015, De Beers decided to halt work on Snap Lake. They claimed that since they opened it, the mine had been a, quote, troubled operation, unquote. In 2020, De Beers was provided with a license to close the mine down fully over the next 8 years. This required the firm to post a security deposit worth nearly $25 million. As the world began to realize the environmental cost of diamond mining, as well as the often poor working conditions and the conflict that can arise, creating lab-grown gemstones began to take off. In 2018, a 1-carat synthetic diamond was valued at $4,200, while a naturally mined one of the same quality was $6,000. De Beers saw the tide turning and started creating their own synthetic versions at the cost of $800 per carat. Today, $800 to $1,000 is the average per carat for a synthetic rock. However, a fee can go as low as $125 for a .31 carat lab-grown diamond. But synthetic stones can be very pricey as well. A 5-carat lab-grown diamond of very high quality can be sold for up to $59,800. But considering it can take up to 10 days to grow a 1-carat diamond, perhaps the price makes a lot of sense. The most expensive diamond ever sold is the Pink Star. The 59.6-carat gemstone was sold at auction in Hong Kong in 2017. It ended up being purchased by Chow Teng Fook Enterprises for $71.2 million. However, as for the most valuable diamond, that's said to be the Koh-i-Noor. It's currently owned by the British royal family and is said to be priceless.